everybody. This week, I thought it'd be really fun to talk about my favorites of just everything going on this year, as far as television, TV movies, and feature films, all my favorites. And that would be really fun. I did a similar video with Elsie Screen Talk, but we only talked about just a few favorites, and a few more things have come out since then. So check that out. But also, here we go. Okay, so let's talk about first feature films. So my top 10, and these are not including Sundance films that haven't come out yet. So my top 10 for the year so far. Number 10, I have Isn't It Romantic? And I feel like people keep kind of pressuring me to have this not be on my list, but I can't deny that I had a great time watching this movie. I thought it was hilarious, and I watched it twice, and I laughed both times. And a company's job is to make me laugh. And it did. It made me laugh. I thought it was funny. And so it's at number 10 on my list. So there you go. At number 9, I have The Mustang. And this is a stirring drama about a man and his friendship with a horse. He is in prison. They have a horse training program to help therapy kind of with the inmates. And it's a very angry movie. Matthias Schoenaerts is a rage-filled man, but his connection with this rage-filled horse really worked, and his redemption felt authentic and real, and it was very good. Number 8, I have Always Be My Maybe. This is such a fun romantic comedy. It was very funny, particularly post Keanu Reeves and on. Keanu Reeves was hilarious in it. I thought that was great. I thought they had wonderful chemistry, the two leads. Ali Wong was so funny, and I loved the ending so much. His final speech to her is just perfect. I absolutely loved it. So it's a really fun rom-com. At number 7, I have Penguin Highway. This is a very creative science fiction anime about a little kid who all of a sudden he finds all these penguins in the middle of Japan. They're not supposed to be there. He starts researching it. It was beautifully animated, very creative, very inventive story. I didn't know where it was going. And so, yeah, there we go. Number 6, I have Late Night. This has definitely not gotten the response that I thought it would get. I thought it was just such a funny, delightful. It had social commentary, but it wasn't overbearing. It had great performances. Emma Thompson, Mindy Kaling, all the side performances, small moments. It reminded me of Nora Ephron. It really did, the way that it kind of weaved in social commentary without it being too much. And I thought it was great. And I saw it again, second time, and I really enjoyed it again, second time. So each their own. I have it at number 6. Number 5, I have American Woman. And this is a moving, tells the whole life of for like 15 years of this working class woman, and what happens when her daughter is abducted, and also just her life. And Christine Hendricks is great. Sienna Miller is great. I really thought it was moving and well done. So there you go. I have at number 5. And then at number 4, I have Maiden. This is my underdog sports documentary of the year that I love. It just came out into theaters. It comes out into Utah theaters at the end of July. It's about the first all women's sailing team to embark on the race around the world. And it was so well done. It combined archival footage with new interviews so well. These women are amazing. They weren't trying to be feminist archetypes, or they were just trying to sail. And I just loved them all, and I loved the movie. And so check out Maiden if you can find it near you. Number 3, I have Rocket Man. I just thought this was so creative, so inventive. I loved all of the musical sequences. I loved all of the songs. I thought that Taron Egerton was great in the lead, and it played Elton John, and I thought it was moving. I liked the overall message. I just loved it. That was terrific. Number 2, I have Toy Story 4, which was just great. I love all the existential crisis. I love Woody taking care of Forky. I actually really loved the ending, and I think that it was moving and super funny, and just a great film. Then number one for me so far this year is Avengers Endgame. I absolutely loved this movie. Saw it 3 times in the theater. I thought the time travel elements were just delightful and funny and moving, and I liked what they did with all the characters, and I felt such a closure for this arc, for this story. I don't know, pretty much every decision they made worked for me in this movie. And I think it's something really special that I can't believe they pulled it off as well as they did. I wasn't as big a fan of Spider-Man Far From Home, but this one was just incredible. So and my favorite movie of the year is Blinded by the Light, but that doesn't come out in the United States until August, but make sure you check that out because it's amazing. Okay, so that's the feature films. The TV movies that I want to talk about. My top 10 for Hallmark are starts with Sailing into Love, which is a ridiculous movie, but I really like Chris McNally, and I just thought it was sweet and fun. Number 9, I've Flipped That Romance. Tyler Hynes is really dreamy, and the Almost Kiss was so good, and I liked the concept. I just thought it was enjoyable. Number 8, I have From Friend to Fiance. Really, I thought this one was a really interesting kind of combination between Mean Girls and My Best Friend's Wedding kind of going on. I love Jocelyn Hoodin in the lead role. She's so nerdy and fun. She's great. So I really enjoyed that. Number 7, I have Love, Romance, and Chocolate. This is the Lacey Chabert vehicle, and she hadn't done one I'd loved for a long time, but this was all filmed in Bruges, and I liked Will Kemp very much as this chocolatier, and the actually liked the love triangle. It was fun. And so there you go. Number 6, I have Love on the Menu. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought there was great chemistry between Kevin Smith and Autumn Reeser, and I thought that all the food and stuff was very sexy, and Barbara Niven was fun as the villain. It was great. Number 5, I have Sister of the Bride. This is unique for Hallmark because it's about an existing couple. It starts out with them getting engaged, and I thought that the conflict was actually fairly realistic, fairly well done, and just they had such chemistry, Becca Tobin and Ryan Rotman, and I liked the sort of this dynamic of trying to please the father-in-law and trying to decide what they're willing to sacrifice for each other. So it was good. I really liked it. Number 4, I have The Last Bridesmaid. Another great chemistry between Rachel Boston and Paul Campbell. And I thought it was really executed with a nice heart. Number 3, I have True Love Blooms. Sarah Rue was great. Jordan Bridges, great. I thought that the girl who plays Jordan Bridges' girlfriend at the beginning of the movie was hilarious. It was Marta. She was so funny as this interior designer. And just the whole story, there's like a little bit of loss, a little bit of like Save the Garden was at least like, I thought that it was done pretty well for that kind of trope, which is pretty tired. I really enjoyed it. Number 2, I have Love to the Rescue. I loved this movie with Nikki DeLoach, Michael Rady. I really liked the writing. I thought that their relationship felt pretty authentic. I liked the kids. I liked the dogs. I liked the fact she was an animator and she didn't have to sacrifice anything. Her career was respected by the script, and I thought they had great chemistry. So there you go. Number 2, I have Love to the Rescue. Number 1, One Winter Proposal. And I just thought they all had great chemistry coming back. I thought it was funny. I thought it was sweet. Then the proposal at the end was epic and amazing and so well executed. And I just absolutely loved it. And I can't wait for the next one, hopefully, to come out next year. Hopefully they'll have One Winter Wedding, and that will be amazing. So there you go. That's my top 10 of Hallmark. As far as television, I don't watch that much television, but probably my favorite thing that I've seen on television was probably Victoria season 3. You got to see a lot of growth between Victoria and Prince Albert, and their relationship grows and what happens. And as Victoria has so many children, and all the acting was incredible. Of course, all the production was incredible. It's got like just enough sort of dishiness to be fun and not be stodgy and boring, while still, feeling somewhat authentic, not being a joke. And so Victoria my favorite show. As far as non-Hallmark TV movies, one of my favorites was Pride and Prejudice Atlanta. This was on Lifetime. This is done with an all African-American cast, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, and I've seen so many bad versions of Pride and Prejudice over the years, and last year they had 2 on Hallmark that were not even recognizable, that were not good. But this had such a great cast: Reginald Val Johnson, Jackie Harry, Tiffany Hines, just Regina Carter, just a really great cast. And they had nice chemistry, and they included all the beats of Pride and Prejudice, basically. And I thought it was really well done. So that's probably my favorite non-Hallmark TV movie. So check that out if you haven't. So there you go. That's some of my favorites of this year. Let me know what your favorites are: TV movies, Hallmark movies, and feature films. I would love to hear. Thanks so much. Please consider becoming a patron of the channel. It helps us out so much. It helps us be able to do many new things, and I would really, really appreciate it. And we have our Facebook group, and we have other exclusives and other fun stuff, so it's definitely worth your time. And we have giveaways to become a patron of the channel. But please subscribe to the channel if you can't afford to do that. We understand. I understand. And thanks so much. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.